active fixed income process is probably the best fixed income process you can get. And this encounters things like looking at valuation to work out rich, cheap valuation. So what we want to do all the time is find the cheapest asset, but not just the cheapest asset, it has to be a good quality asset. So that's where you do all your credit work as well. And also understanding risk adjusted returns. So in fixed income, for example, very short duration, lower quality bonds have better Sharpe ratios. So we're concentrating on valuation, we're concentrating on risk, and concentrating on the credit quality of the bond. Oh, well, that's a very loaded question for an active fund manager. One of the things that we're very passionate about is active fund management, and the reason is in investment grade credit, passive funds really struggle. The reason being is that they buy the most indebted businesses, and the more a company wants to borrow, the more indebted they come, and the more likelihood they're going to default. And passives just keep feeding those in benchmarks, which we find, strange as an investment process. Similarly, at the end of the month, passives have to sell or buy different assets that might fall or come into the benchmark, and they specifically have to do it at month end. Also new issues, they're forced to buy new issues, even though new issues might be overvalued. And then you get fallen angels, so bonds that fall out of an index because their credit quality's got really bad. They're forced to sell them at possibly the worst possible time. And then you get things like rising stars, and these passive funds are forced to buy them when they're at the most expensive price. So, just from a purely investment process, being passive in investment grade credit just doesn't make sense. Yeah, we've had a lot of discussions with European investors over the last few years about whether they should be buying European or US focused or global focused, but in actual fact UK corporate bonds at the moment yield some of the highest yields in the Western world. There's only one Western economy that yields more than the UK 10-year, and that's Iceland, with a population of 300,000. If you look at the 30-year area of the curve, the UK has the highest yield available. And yet it is a G7 country with actually pretty robust growth relatively to some other countries in the world. And if you add then the corporate bond spread on top of that, you're getting some of the highest yields available. If you think that the duration of these indexes dropped as well, the risk-adjusted returns from sterling credit is on par with some of the best fixed income you can find. So actually European investors can invest in investment grade credit at yields where they would have to chase a lot of beta risk and high yield elsewhere in Europe.